restaurant you recommend?
Oh, I got a bunch.
There's our mule. We have a piper now, which really, when I think of New Orleans, I do think of an Irish piper, or a Scottish piper. Hello world, it is your Unkle Heavy, and guess where I am? I am still in New Orleans, Louisiana. Our plane got canceled yesterday, so we got stuck here an additional day. So we're just kind of burning off a little bit of time. I'm back in Jackson Park here. Michelle and I are going to go take a horse-drawn carriage tour of the city and see what that's all about. So, extra bonus, we're taking you all along. I get an extra vlog out of this trip. It's all good. So, we're going to go get our tickets and see what kind of horse-drawn trouble we can get into. Do come along! So here is all the horses and carriages lined up for hire here, right near Jackson Square. And you just approach one of the drivers and see if you can hire them for a ride.
Kind of slow,
so here we are.
For a half hour. Okay, let's show off here, Fiona. Oh, this is a different route. This is a different route we're taking. That movie on Will Street.
Traveled quite a few ways. I'm pretty sure I've never traveled by mule before.
Respectfully referred to that statue as Joni on the pony. We mean well. What's this guy doing?
That is Joan of Arc, and they refer to her as Joni on the pony.
We saw parts of Pensacola, Florida. We saw Mobile, Alabama almost became our city. It's actually the very first Mardi Gras, by the way. Well, I usually flew over here. We got more movie trucks up here.
Now this is
First
cool.
opened up an orphanage, opened up a school for girls. Then we had
Looks like they're doing movie production here today.
That's the party convent right there. It turned into a hospital. Without those nuns, I'm not sure if the city would have survived.
Lots of movie production going on.
That's the Beauregard house on your left. Where General Beauregard lived.
Doing another movie filming right here.
So they sold the whole area to the Spanish.
Might be the same production.
Went French to Spanish.
Just different area. This is where they're feeding them.
We should have figured there'd be trucks here. This is the. So if Romeo were to climb over those spikes, trying to get to your daughter, when Romeo climbed back over, he'd look more like Juliet. Sorry, it's the best I can do.
Love these small houses here. Look at all that.
Everybody's okay
brick.
in time, right?
Do the decorations stay up all year, or are they just up for Mardi Gras?
They're dressed up for Mardi. After he passed away, several other people that lived here. Beautiful home. The last person of really any real interest or prominence was a young writer. Her name was Frances Parkinson Keyes, and she wrote murder mysteries. Her most famous was Dinner at Antoine's. I bring up Antoine's, which is about 9 blocks up on your right. It's the oldest. What makes it so famous? It's the oldest family-owned restaurant in the United States. It goes back to 1840.
This is where all the Dixieland bands play.
San Francisco, a little bit of that.
Hello.
The Renaissance of Traditional Jazz is a great club right here. And if you like that band, what's it, Journey, Don't Stop Believing, go to Bourbon Street. You'll hear it about 10 times a night. Played very, very well, don't get me wrong. You won't hear it here.
This is where it all happens.
This used to be just an old local area, but then it just blossomed into a music street.
It's called Frenchmen Street, by the way.
This area is called the Marigny. It's our very first suburb of our city, just outside the French Quarter.
Band up on the roof.
And my last count since this pandemic's almost, I can't wait till I say, Kermit Ruffins is one of our famous musicians. He's playing there tonight, I think. Fantastic trumpet player. This Cafe and the Grill is one of my personal favorites on the left. They do something really interesting. I saw a band there 2 weeks ago. They're doing the whole New Orleans repertoire of songs. But they did it all reggae style. They got a little Caribbean thing to it. Getting some really good clubs here in this place. Appleberry, he's got acoustic or Dixieland downstairs. Alfredo's got some Italian food upstairs. DBA in the left. I know it doesn't look like much, but it's our premier blues club. Any blues bands aboard. It's where the best blues bands play. We also got brass bands playing there. Spotted Cat on the right might be the most entertaining place in town.
Yep.
It's a traditional jazz place. They just reopened her roof cave in our storm. But it's a lot of dancing. It's just a lot of fun in that place. They'll be going about 4 o'clock this afternoon.
It's a famous Spotted Cat music club.
It's a great place. Snug Harbor on your left. They take their music real serious. That's our premier jazz club. On the left, you got a restaurant. On the right, you got a bar. Upstairs and downstairs, you got a complete listing room. So let's say a famous jazz musician was on tour. He'd most likely this would be a place he might play in our city. But speaking of famous musicians, we lost a great man about a year and a half ago, unfortunately to COVID. But Ellis Marsalis used to play here every Friday night. I don't see him on this one. I'm not sure what Branford is. They play here all the time. He toured Harry Connick. He toured everybody in town. Pretty much out of control. His family's finally getting fed up with it and said, you know, we have to do something with Bernard, because eventually he's next in generation to take over the whole plantation. Certainly no shape to do it right now. Things aren't working out too well here in Louisiana for us. So what they did, let's send him to Europe. Now he likes to gamble. He eventually has to move back here after the 4 years. He's worse.
Well, apparently this is Lawrence Fishburne's house here in New Orleans. I find a lot of celebrities live here.
Yeah, we've got a lot in the Anne Rice. Uptown, John Goodman still lives there.
Yep.
Ricky Lee Jones just moved to the Marigny. We're back by Frenchmen Street. Of course, we're famous. I told you about these fights, didn't I?
Yeah.
He must have 7 daughters here. Back in 1815, now Andrew Jackson's fighting the British. These guys were all in jail back then. Well, Andrew Jackson, besides being a great soldier, he's a pretty smart guy. What he did, he pulled some strings, got him out of jail, but guess what? Now you're in my army. They've been stealing on the rivers and the bayous all their life. They knew the rivers and the waterways better than anybody, especially the British. What helped Jackson win the war back there, these guys. They later went to South America. Great little place back there.
That's an interesting story. It's pretty cool. Real pirates.
You can take a walk up there if you want. Beautiful street. Some of these balconies like this one, I wouldn't go on that now, let alone just the people drinking. I saw one almost come down on Bourbon Street about LSP, that's who inspected it. 9-3, that's September 3. 0 means nobody died back then. That's a very authentic Hurricane Katrina marking. So back at the Katrina, the Army had to go through all these homes and inspect for the dead. And again, the French Quarter didn't flood. There weren't many dead in the French Quarter. But out of respect, they kept us here. Remember what happened back in 2005. Now, if you go back to the 7th Ward, 8th Ward, 9th Ward, unfortunately, there weren't too many zeros. But just out of remembrance, I think that's a very wonderful thing that they did. Something we can't forget. Roast beef's a great sandwich. My wife's a nice dresser, a little on the conservative side. Every time she comes to town, she has to go to this place on the right. I'm always afraid she's going to buy me something. But if you need a Mardi Gras costume, you want to come back, you can find everything you want right there. That's the river right there on your left. There's a walkway where people are walking. It's a beautiful walk if you want to take on a nice day like today. Get a drink or something, walk down the river. That river is really something to see. You'll realize back in 18...
Back there is where Tennessee Williams actually lived and wrote Streetcar Named Desire with the green shutters. I guess we're wrapping it up here. That was pretty interesting. I enjoyed it a lot. It's definitely a different perspective to check out a city. We have to meet the star of this. This is Fiona. You did an excellent job, Fiona. Excellent job. Good girl. Good girl, Fiona. Good girl. Good girl. All in all, it wasn't a bad deal. It was $25 a piece for about, he said it was a 30-minute, but it was closer to a 45-minute ride, and we tipped him $10, so all around it was $60 for the whole trip. Well worth it. The guide knew what he was talking about, brought us to some really cool places, and doing it by horseback or by carriage was pretty cool. She seems camera shy. That's going to do it for this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. If you did, give me a big thumbs up down below, share this video, tell your friends. And if you're new to my channel, check out some of my other videos. If you like them, consider subscribing. Make sure you hit that bell to be notified of any future vlogs I put up. Until next time, signing off from New Orleans, Louisiana. Can't say it. Bye-bye.
Camcorder. Mine. No way.
I'm such a nerd.